Well, Mr. Jefferson, it is a rare honor and a high privilege to rise after William and Mary's most august alumnus, class of 1762, I believe. And here at the college, we often summon your venerable words for contemporary missions. Indeed, I did so myself just last Friday, quoting you twice upon the occasion of the 100th birthday of our campus newspaper, the Flat Hat. Despite the frequent bestiality of the press toward you yourself, Mr. President, you spoke kindly of the press's importance to an independent, informed, and moral society. I followed your lead. Though at times over the last century, the Flat Hat itself has displayed a bit of bestial leg toward William and Mary grandees, including William and Mary presidents. But I digress. Now, as we all know so well, it was Mr. Jefferson who crafted the world's greatest entrepreneurial venture of a political sort. The Declaration of Independence marked a daring innovation in government, one begun at great risk to its progenitors, who faced hanging as the price of failure, who set out with absolutely no assurance of success, and who had no concept of the venture's actual potential. Thomas Jefferson joined 16 other William and Mary alumni, along with one of William and Mary's greatest professors, George Wythe, in signing the Declaration of Independence. And much of the seminal thought underlying this extraordinary innovation in self-rule had been taught and learned right here in Williamsburg at the College of William and Mary. As Mr. Jefferson said, William and Mary people have long been revolutionary thinkers. We still are these days, with the Mason School of Business right here in its splendid new palace, leading the way for us at William and Mary these days. Of course, even before there was a William and Mary or a Williamsburg, there was a Jamestown, 5 miles to our east. And Jamestown was an entrepreneurial venture, pure and simple. By way of contrast, our Pilgrim friends in Massachusetts came to America some years after Jamestown, and they came for religious reasons, inflamed with righteous passion, to build a shining city on a hill or something like that. But our forebears in Virginia came from the outset, from the word go, as entrepreneurs, pure and simple, inflamed with a passion to make some money, to advance their fortunes, and to enrich the mother country in the process. The Virginia Company of London, an English joint venture, stock joint venture, was royally chartered in 1606 for the business of colonizing the New World. Its shareholders, hundreds of shareholders, large and small, dreamed of riches to be made in America. Pushed by the winds of opportunity, the first ships sent by the Virginia Company ended up at Jamestown in 1607. Making it in the New World, succeeding in the New World, proved to be a process fraught with peril and frustration, not entirely unlike establishing a new business today. But the spirit that drove these first Jamestown colonists endured, blossoming beyond the wildest dreams of the early settlers, though admittedly most of the early settlers did not survive the early stages of the enterprise. Education was quickly recognized as critical to the future of Virginia. As Mr. Jefferson just mentioned, a mere 12 years after the founding of Jamestown came the first attempt to found a college in America, a bit further up the James River at Henricus near Richmond, which of course did not exist for many years thereafter. And though this academic venture failed due to an Indian attack, the flame was rekindled with the establishment of the College of William and Mary in 1693. And William and Mary flourished, the greatest of the colonial colleges. The first law school began at William and Mary, created by Jefferson and by his teacher, George Wythe. Phi Beta Kappa began at William and Mary. Student-administered honor systems began at William and Mary. In these and many other respects, the college created and the college innovated, leading the way for the rest of the country. And the college trained a disproportionate number of the leaders of our country during the colonial, revolutionary, and early national eras. 3 United States presidents went to William and Mary, and 4 if you count George Washington, which I always do because, while he didn't actually study on the campus, he got his surveyor's license in the mail from William and Mary. And he was our first American chancellor, a post now held by Sandra Day O'Connor. The greatest Chief Justice ever of the United States, John Marshall, was among the first law students at William and Mary. And these days we have produced 2 members of President Obama's cabinet, the Secretary of Defense, and until recently the chair of the Council of Economic Advisors, to say nothing of Jon Stewart, a revolutionary in the business of delivering the news in ways that capture the hearts and minds of young people while driving others, somewhat older, straight up the wall. And our students, with their enormous civic engagement and their powerful commitment to making a difference for the better in their communities, states, and nations, already are and will be social entrepreneurs of truly compelling force. Today, the Mason School of Business continues in the grand entrepreneurial tradition of William and Mary. Revolutionaries are gloriously welcomed and warmly wanted here in Miller Hall. Ideas to galvanize the economy are prized. As you all know, more than half the jobs in our economy come from small businesses founded by people who see opportunities and are willing to take risks to try to seize them. The Mason School is poised to be a catalyst for such entrepreneurs. Before the first ship sailed, it was an entrepreneurial spirit in London that recognized opportunity in the New World. The Virginia colonists risked all in the hope of creating something great. William and Mary has nurtured that spirit for centuries, just as our alumni shaped the foundations of our country. And now the Entrepreneurship Center at the Mason School of Business, rooted right here in Miller Hall, can help William and Mary breathe new and continuing life into that spirit. So congratulations, Dean Pulling, on what you and your colleagues and friends have wrought and are going to build on the entrepreneurial front.